Hello, so today I'm going to be making a digital piece, and this is one that I've already gathered all the components for, and this is one where it's very using very stark image, very blocky imagery, not much in the way. There's not really much in the way of shading. It's either black or white, apart from one element, and that's a bit of the point of it, really. So the main thing I got the idea from was the often seen handle care symbol. I always wanted to do something with that. Now, an obvious one, it has been done, is you're going to replace the box with something usually, and the old one is the earth. But that's been done quite a bit. So I'm going to do something else with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this bit in order, but I also have the idea of another element is this businessman. Now I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'm gonna have to put this make the what's behind here white for his shirt. And what I'm going to replace, what I'm going to be doing with this box is I am going to I'm gonna shape. I'll use the shape of the box so people will be able to see what it is. But the it's going to be the one element that's not plain black or white. It's going to have a color element, which is this bit of the shot of the Milky Way. So let's first get these to the sizes they need. I think they might need to be. I can have them a bit bigger if I need to be. So image size. Now here you see the resolution is 72. But if you look at the sizes, there it's like 176 centimeters wide, which is way bigger than need. But I like to keep it, even though I like to keep it at 300 dots per inch, even though it would, when it comes down to it, or when it comes to it, it would shrink down okay. It'll print off okay, but I like it to be um, keep it at 300, so I know where I am really. So and I'll make so I've made this up to 300. I've made this 300 dots per inch, so which means for it to still look good, I'm going to have to make the actual width, the actual amount of centimeters I'm using, um, smaller. So I think 60 will be fine because it's going to be more bigger than I need it to be anyway. So here we go. That's even made it look bigger still anyway, but it's going to be shrunk down once it's going in the image. So what I'm going to do, zoom in. So I will now, in fact, before I put that cut around that, I'm going to put this in here. That's not right the right size. I haven't made that right yet. So image. Again, that one's been done at 300. I'm going to have to make it still a little bigger though. So say width 20. And now what I will do, I will put this here. And it's still, this original image is pretty damn big, isn't it? So I know what I'm going to do here. I shall just Control and T, and I will make this bigger because it's just a space bit here. It's going to be here with the box. That's all I need. So that's the size I need it to be. Right. And now, for now, I will just make it invisible because I need to be cutting through here, and this should be fairly easy to do. Really, this is going to be a very easy piece to make. This is really the only cutting I'm going to be doing or drawing too much, apart from when it comes to the guy's shirt, because I deliberately chose when I searched for these for them to be a PNG. And the PNG will usually come with a transparent background. Now, so that's the shape of the box I want it to be. But if I was to cut out now, it would cut out this bit here. So if I Control an I, and now if I Control an X to get rid of it, there you go. You've got the shape of the box. And if I wanted to see a little hint of what's underneath, maybe 90 might be a little too thin. Let's see what it looks like. No, I still want to see more of the transparent in the background, unless actually what I could do is I'll magic eraser this, again control and I, and what I will do is I'm going to change the colour to white. I will create a new layer also that will go behind it. Alright, so that layer 2 has gone underneath layer 0, which is the layer 0 is the one with the hands in the box. And so there you've got, so it's not totally transparent, you've got an idea of what this will look like. But I might still see what it looks like at 95% opacity. That's better. So you've just got the hint of the shape of the corners. So that works well. So I'm going to want to move these over to the main part of the image, but I don't want to move. Don't move every layer individually. So what I will do now is I'll right mouse click on layer 1, and I will merge the visible, so they're all together now. So that will, try to select this, try and move it about. It all moves together. So this is the main base of the image. I set it to be 21 by 30, 21 centimeters by 30 centimeters. And as we can see, this is far bigger than it needs to be. So I will make this a bit smaller. Although I do quite like this as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this as its own image. And I'll just call it magic box. So that one will be its own image by itself. And I'll put the signature on that later. But I'm getting 2 pieces of artwork out of this now. So what I will now do is I'll just keep this here as it is. I'll make it a bit smaller for now for workability purposes. I'll make it more smaller when I need it, because now I'm going to bring in the businessman. Oh, don't need that anymore. So what I've got here is, I don't know what he's on there. This is on there like that, but I shall get rid of this, and I shall bring him in here. Oh, better not actually, because he's too big, too small, this image. So again, let's also make this a bit bigger. Since this is um, you know, a very stark image, it's not so bad that I have to bring it up a bit. I'll make this 25 high, so you still preserve the quality. So I shall get rid of this and put the man back in. Here you go. So that's a lot better. Won't need all of him there. Now you might ask, why am I going to put the white shirt in with the background? Because as you see, the background's white. However, what I'm planning on doing here is putting this here coming out of his neck. So what I might have to do then, see, it needs to be a lot smaller now, as you can see. But I don't want this to be too small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him a lot bigger. Wrong one. Didn't get the right layer. I don't want to make this too small, but I'm going to have to make it a little, alter the size of it, dimensions of it a bit, so it will still be this decent size, so it's like a head size, but it does need to be a bit narrower as well, so the hands are like coming out of his neck. There we go. And it turns out, I'll make this a little wider. Hands go right up to the collar. And there's a little bit sticking out there, so what I will do is I will still make this come right up to the collar a bit. And as you can see, we've got these two little bits coming out of there. That is fine, because what I'm going to do, what will be much easier to do, always work smarter not harder, is just to snip these off here. And let's see how that looks here. So that looks pretty good. It's a shame the actual thing with the hands aren't a bit bigger, because I could be a bit more like a neck. Let's see what I can do with that. So what I will do here is I will select this bit up to the wrists, Control and T, and I will just make this bit bigger, just stretches it. And again, what I'm going to have to do is zoom further in again, and then just try and snip these off so they fit nicely. That's that there, and let's do the other one. That looks a lot better, and it looks like he's got a neck there. So let's put the signature on, and right now, as I'm making it, and even doing with this, I only have the slightest idea of what I'm going to call this. I'm almost done. I've got to save it. I've got to come up with a name for it. So, again, I'm doing one where a video where I'm talking about the pros and cons of either digital or analog, and one that I didn't think to put until now, is a little pro of analog is you don't have to come up with the title until you're ready. Now, I mean, I could just write when I save it, could just call it the title, but that is a little unsatisfactory, I think. So let's have a signature dangling down there. What we'll do now is I will flatten the image, because this is just going to be saved as a JPEG. I have no intention. I don't need to have this be a one with a transparent background, but I've noticed this guy's a little off center, so that's better. And right, and the only thing I can think of is right now, and I could change this, but I'll call it head for it. I'll hopefully come up with something better when I come to actually need to use it. And so here we are, basic digital collage. I think this has worked fairly well for my purposes. I think I've been quite happy with it, and it's kind of coincided fairly well with what I had in my head. So let me know what you think, whether you like it, and as obviously like, share, and subscribe. And my description has my link tree, which such my merch links and my socials. And I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.